So we're going to start the workout with wall sits. So you just need to get a wall for a little bit of stability, and then you're going to get into a seated position and hold it there for a long period of time. So we're going to be working the muscles isometrically, which just means without movement. So you're holding them under tension, and over time this will strengthen those muscle fibers. And as you can see from the side here, my knees aren't going beyond a 90-degree angle because that just puts too much stress on the knee joint, which can cause injury. So what I mean is I'm not getting any lower than what you see on the screen right now. So holding this angle, I like to go for a minute at a time. Start off with 20 seconds, bump it up to 30 seconds if you can, and then repeat 3 times, and then you can increase. The second exercise is forwards lunges. So I'm just bending both knees 90 degrees, trying to keep my back and chest upright, and also using my arm movements in synchronization with my leg movements just to get into good habits. So as you can see, as my left leg moves forward, my right arm comes up and vice versa. So we're getting the quads and the hamstrings in there, and we're just adding that little bit of stability factor because you do have to balance slightly. Both legs are getting worked. And for lunges, I just like to do 10 on each leg, rest for about 20 seconds, and then repeat for 3. The third exercise is the side lunge. So similar to the front lunge, but we're just moving laterally this time, because in the game of football, you're not always moving forwards and backwards. Sometimes you are moving side to side as well. So you need to be strong in all directions. So when you're moving from side to side, you use slightly different muscle fibers than you would do moving linearly forwards and backwards. So we're going to go from side to side. Again, I like to do 10 in one direction, 10 in the opposite direction, and then repeat. And our third variation in our lunge series is the reverse lunge. So this time our foot's going behind us, and then both knees go back down into that 90-degree angle. And again, just using those arms in synchronization with our leg movements just to get into those good habits, because if we can get in these good habits, sync those arm and leg movements up, we're going to be more efficient with our running technique as well. So just like the previous 2 lunge variations, we're going to go for 3 sets, doing 10 reps on each leg, and I would recommend resting for about 20 to 30 seconds. The fifth exercise is controlled sit. So for this one, you just need a chair or a sofa if you're doing these exercises at home, just to act as a platform. But the goal with this is to go into that 90-degree angle with your knees, and then as soon as you barely feel that touch, then you're going to go back upright and stand up once again. And I'm going to go for 10 reps in total. And if you want to add some intensity to this exercise, you can actually do these single legs. And this is going to work on your stability and your balance as well. And working each leg individually is more effective for footballers, because as I've already mentioned, you spend a lot of time on one leg in a match. When you're sprinting, when you're kicking, all of your movements tend to be on one leg. So adding that balance and stability factor is just going to help your performance. Exercise 6 is the single leg squat. So again, you just need a platform. This time you're putting your back leg just resting on there, and all of the load is going on that front leg. So you're squatting down until you reach a 90-degree angle with your knee. Once again, you don't want to go deeper than that because it puts a lot of stress on the knee capsule, which isn't healthy for it whatsoever. But we're going down in a controlled movement, again using those arm movements to synchronize in with your leg movements as well, trying to keep your back straight and chest upright. 10 reps on each leg, and then 3 sets in total. Exercise 7 is step ups. So you're quite literally just stepping up onto a platform with as much control as possible. So again, if you're doing these exercises at home, you can use a chair or your sofa, or you can even use your staircase. Just make sure the platform isn't so high that you have to go beyond that 90 degrees with your knee angle. So again, using as much control as possible. You're not pushing off of your back foot, you're lifting with your front leg. So really contracting the muscles in your leg and making sure they're the ones doing the work. You're not using momentum, but trying to be as controlled as possible. Again, 3 sets of 10 on each leg. Exercise 8 is the single leg Romanian deadlift, and for this one you do need a lot of balance, so don't worry if you struggle at first. You get better the more you do it, but you're trying to get as much stability in each leg individually as possible. So as you can see, driving my knee up so my knee goes 90 degrees out in front, and then I bend forward and then extend the leg at the back and extend the arm at the front for balance, working in synchronization with each other. So you're getting a lot of work on the hamstrings here, but all the muscles in the legs are going to be contracting, trying to stabilize, give you that balance. So this is a great one to protect the knee joints and the ankle joints as well. Go for 3 sets of 10 on each leg. Exercise 9 is bridges. So you're going to lay on your back, then extend your hips up, but make sure those knees don't go beyond 90 degrees, as we've already mentioned in the other exercises. But you're going to hold this pose once again, so working those hamstrings isometrically. And then if you want to add even more of a challenge, you can do single leg, so you're working one leg at a time, so it's going to add even more stability and balance to the exercise. But for this one, again, try and hold for 20 to 30 seconds, and then repeat 3 times on each side. And exercise 10 is hip thrusts. So we're getting in that same position we got in for bridges, but this time instead of holding the pose isometrically, we're adding movement to the exercise. So we thrust our hips up and then we lower them slowly. Everything's done with complete control to really activate those muscle fibers. And if you want to add even more of a challenge, you can do the same exercise but do it single leg, so you're adding that stability and balance in there as well. But for these ones, I recommend going for 10 reps, resting for 20 to 30 seconds, and then repeating 3 times.